Wait, are you all still on the bench? No one likes him. We probably want to win this game more than anything. We got embarrassed last year and kicked out of the playoffs, and it was a big game to lose. And so Central has nothing to lose this year, and we have. I mean, in this game we don't really have much to lose, but we obviously want that win.
The first thing that I'm going to say is that it's going to be a tough game. This Central team's had a lot of close calls. They've lost, I think, every game they lost by like a touchdown or less than that. The second thing is this is another revenge game for us. I'm really looking forward to it.
Our original statement, our original goal was to get the state championship, and we told the guys we didn't have to win out. Now that we're at the point in the season where we're 8-0, we realize we've already secured a home field playoff spot, but we're not satisfied with that. You know, it's some redemption that's going to take place this Friday night against a very good Central team.
I think we went into that week overlooking Central, kind of like, oh, we're going to play Concord in the playoffs and we can just beat and take care of Central. But yeah, after the game, I didn't really have any emotions or what to think, because I was like, what just happened? No one really knew, and it was like weird to have that be the last game of our season, especially for our seniors. They were like shocked. And we definitely want to win this game.
You know, it's funny. My coach and I were talking. We're saying that they keep getting better each week, but I think most programs do continue to progress each week, or at least that's what you hope for and you expect. They're just a big physical team. You know, they bring a lot of pressure defensively that we've got to counter to, and offensively they have a lot of different formations they bring to the table.
I think they're starting to find their chemistry. I think they're starting to play better. People are starting to know what they're supposed to do. They're starting to execute better, especially in the fourth quarter. I think that's what's really made them come together as a team and has propelled them to these last two victories.
I know they put in a new quarterback, and I guess he has a good arm, and they're just putting together a good team, and I guess the defense is stepping up. I mean, to hold Goffstown to 16 points is very good, and if they can do that to Goffstown, they can definitely hold us to a certain amount of points. So we have to come out flying around, and obviously can't take them lightly because we know that they can play now.
first half, our offense just wasn't doing really anything, and I was like, uh-oh, this could not be good. So I was a little nervous at first, but we got it together. So
their first huge run for that touchdown kind of scared me a little bit, but I knew we'd bounce back. It just happened to be that we had that slow start, and we were always a second half team, and I knew we'd come back from that.
I made some dumb plays and threw like 3 interceptions the first half, and I fumbled, so I had 4 turnovers the first half, but so I was a little bit rattled at first, but once our offense started moving the ball, we knew, all right, we got this, and we could stop them on defense. That first touchdown of theirs, I mean, it was a great run, but like we just didn't execute on D, and I think that kind of shocked us a little bit. But then once we came out in the second half, we knew we could win, and we stepped up on defense, scoring 2 touchdowns. So.
There was one point in the game for Friday night that when Bobby Heald went down, because last year when we played Central we lost them, we had 2 of our linemen go down, won the second play of the game and won the second series. And for a split second I thought to myself, oh, we're not doing this again. But no, you know, our guys continued all year, not just Friday night, but to show that we can, you know, get beat up a little bit. We did have a few turnovers, which are never a good thing, but we did prove that we could bounce back from that. Yeah, I think Memorial's going to beat Goffstown and have Concord lose. Well, actually, no. Even if Concord wins, I think we would face Memorial. I'm wrong in that. So I know Memorial's got the win over Concord. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. What unfolds Friday night with Concord and Exeter, and then Memorial and Goffstown. With Friday night, with Concord losing to Exeter, as a coaching staff, we made a decision not to meet as a group prior to Saturday's practice because we didn't know we were going to play it. So we didn't want to put too much energy or effort into thinking we were playing Memorial over Concord or vice versa. I was at that game to watch my son's final high school game, and Goffstown, as we know, was victorious. And I also saw Coach Brown there from Concord, and I even said to him he must have been the happiest man in the state at that point. So now that we know who we're playing, we spent a lot of time this weekend breaking down film. We have films today, and then we'll meet as a coaching staff after today's practice to make sure that we're ready for another great game.
At first, I wanted to play Concord, and just because I knew we made a lot of mistakes that Concord game, and I think we could give them a better game, and it would be more of a fun game, I think. And but then once we got to, I went to that Goffstown game against Memorial, and once we got there, I was pulling for Memorial. But yeah, I don't think we really prepared on Saturday. We're just gonna find out who was gonna win, and then we'd go from there. And yeah, Memorial ended up losing and Concord got in. So
I'll admit to you guys, prior to Saturday, I wanted to go against Memorial. Okay? 'Cause I thought, hey, we killed them, first game of the season, I thought that would be better. Okay? Being an optimist that I am, that could have been a trap for us. Okay? That could have been a trap, going to the first round of the playoffs, conference championship, thinking that we were that much better, and if they came with that much more piss and vinegar into the game, maybe we would have lost. We know now, having played Concord so recently, that we got to bring our best game. It was the closest game we had all year. Friday felt great. You know, we didn't escape without some injuries. You know, we have Jacob Bauer who broke his foot, had a spiral fracture, his ankle, and Bobby Heald, starting center and defensive tackle. We're still not sure about that. You know, he has a fracture in his foot, but they found out it's an old fracture. So it wasn't as good of a feeling as I thought because of some of the injuries. But getting that monkey off our back, you know, ending the season undefeated, was a huge accomplishment for our guys. So it was a good feeling.
It was just like a regular, it was a pass play, I was on D, I was rushing, quarterback went back to throw and I elevated, came down on the side of my foot and just went down to the ground, couldn't get back up.
We have the numbers to have guys step up big for us this week, but it's really tough, especially Bobby. I remember like the play was over and I looked down at the field and he was like down on the ground and I was like, uh-oh, that's not good, but we're just going to have to keep moving forward.
No one can really replace Bob on our team. Bob's just an incredible athlete, and he's very strong, and he holds his own against any size kid and steps up in big games. But when he went down, we had Matt Grassico in, who actually did a phenomenal job at center and didn't really make any dumb mistakes like someone who hasn't really got that many reps. Matt did a great job. Yeah, it's hard to see, and it stinks because Bob is such a big impact on our team, and I can't imagine beating him right now. That would be awful.
I think it was worse mentally, just not knowing. I mean, I really wanted to just know what the verdict was, good or bad, like what was going to be the outcome. So it was kind of hard in that way, but luckily it's not as bad as I thought it'd be.
I think playing Concord a second time now helps us. The reason being, we played Memorial, first game of the season. So much has changed since then, and who knows, maybe we would have taken them lightly, which is never a good thing for anyone to do. Having Concord be so fresh in our mind and realizing it came down to the overtime win, we realize how serious this is. We realize how much is on the line, and you win and you're into the next round, and you lose and you go home. So I think it's a good thing we're playing Concord.
It's going to be probably crazier than the first game we played, and that's going to be, I didn't really think I'd be saying that just because the crowd during senior night was unreal. But it's definitely an advantage to have our crowd cheering for us and being on a turf field.
It would have been kind of like a trap to play Memorial, since we beat them by so much, but it was the first game and they hadn't really found themselves yet. Whereas Concord, we know that they're tough. We had to go into overtime to beat them, and we're preparing like nothing else really this week. So it's just, I'm kind of glad we're playing Concord, to be honest.
You know, it's funny. I always get annoyed when I watch coaches, you know, the higher levels, the college or NFL, and say, hey, you know, you got to move on to the next game. And I thought, no, you got to celebrate a little bit. And the longer I do this, to realize, as passionate as I am, it feels great. And I told the gentleman on Saturday, the young men, that, you know, the undefeated season is something that no one can take away from us. As players, as coaches, it's something to cherish. But Saturday morning, I said, hey, our record right now is 0-0. You know, everyone that's in the playoff is at the same, you know, whether it's a home field advantage or not, we're all 0-0. So it's time to move on.